Imagine scoring a goal that had the entire world on lock. These are the 15 incredible goals that shocked the world. And first up, Erling Haaland was shooting missiles in Germany. In 2020, Erling was putting the entire Europe on red alert. He just completed a move to Borussia Dortmund, where they got drawn against PSG in the Champions League round of 16. Haaland was determined to make a statement in the match, and right after scoring the opening goal, he sent a rocket that almost made the stadium explode. Damn, I legit heard the net ripple. Haaland's goal was so crazy, it even sent the world into lockdown. Seeing this goal made guys like me believe Haaland and Mbappé was the next GOAT rivalry in the game. And with Haaland already dropping a marker, Mbappé responded months later. This time, PSG was facing Barca in the Champions League. And if you remember what happened in 2017, yeah, that epic 6-1 PSG meltdown, well, the guys from Paris were determined to not let that happen again. Plus, they had Mbappé on their team, and he was on smoke. With 2 goals already in the match, Mbappé decided to seal his hat trick in style. Whoa! My 8th grade math teacher lied. Look at the angles on that curve. Mbappé's goal was so insane, it made Messi move to Paris months later. Guess he either bend it like Mbappé now, or bend it like Beckham. In 2001, England was on the brink of a disaster. In the final World Cup qualification game, they needed at least a point to take them to the tournament in 2002. But with 3 minutes to play, they were losing at home to Greece. Beckham was captain of the England team, and he knew he couldn't afford to let his country down, because they were all praying for a miracle. So when he got a free kick just outside the area, the entire stadium went quiet. It was make or break, and as soon as Beckham hit the ball, he took the roof off Old Trafford. That goal sent England to the World Cup and made Beckham a hero. If a free kick is getting on the list, then you know it's gotta be good. Just like Beckham or my homeboy Dimitri Payet back in West Ham. Payet ruled the streets, man. His technique was insane, including his free kicks too. See, the West Ham fans knew Payet could curl one in, but even Payet would have shocked himself with this stunner from an impossible angle. Watch that dip in at the last minute. There's something about curveballs that hit hard, like this goal from James Rodriguez that gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. The 2014 World Cup, Colombia versus Uruguay, and James Rodriguez was the star attraction. He'd already scored 3 amazing goals before this match, and so the Uruguay defenders had a plan to keep him quiet all match. But the dude's a star, and knew all he needed was one moment to produce magic. He legit scored that without even looking at the goal. The World Cup has produced a lot of stunning goals over the years, but nothing comes close to this epic moment in 2010, when one guy announced Africa on the biggest stage. The 2010 World Cup in South Africa was the first one to be played on African soil. But still, most critics had questions about the home team South Africa, because they'd only ever played in 2 World Cup editions before this. And so in the opening game, they had eyes of the globe tuned in, and Sipiwe Shabalala gave them a moment they'd remember for life. Not gonna lie, I did that dance way more times than I should. This moment captivated the footballing world. But I don't think anything has been more gripping than the time one man had the world in his pocket. The 2022 World Cup final, France versus Argentina, and it was epic. Argentina raced to a 2-0 lead early on, and with just 15 minutes left to play, pretty sure the guy in charge of writing the name on the trophy had already started writing Argentina, when Mbappé pulled one back for France. And just when it looked like Argentina would be able to hold on, Mbappé did it again. Dude, I could hear shouts from Australia cheering his goal in my bedroom, and I live in Wisconsin. That goal came out of nowhere. Yes, it's the element of surprise, and only the best players in the world have got that, like Mbappé or Salah. In 2019, Liverpool faced Chelsea, knowing anything but a win wasn't going to cut it. See, they were in a title race with Man City and had to give everything. So, after Sadio Mane put them 1-0 up, they began to breathe a little easy. But Chelsea started coming into the game, and the Liverpool players knew they had to score a second goal before Chelsea gained enough momentum, and Salah took that personally. He let it rip from miles out. But as incredible as this goal is, Salah isn't hitting them in the Champions League final like Gareth Bale. Bale was repping his Real Madrid team when they faced Liverpool in the 2018 Champions League final. Bale started on the bench, but later on, the coach decided to bring him in. And he hadn't been on the pitch for up to 5 minutes when he scored one of the most insane goals you'll ever see in a final. A bicycle kick from outside the box? It's gonna be pretty hard to beat that. But luckily, I know a guy. CR7 was still playing for Real Madrid when they took on Juve in the Champions League quarterfinals of 2018. And against a goalie like Buffon, it's always going to take something special to get one past him. So, Ronaldo decided he was going to pull this off instead. Man, even the Juve fans were applauding the goal. Respect. Acrobatic goals always gets my blood flowing. Like this stunner from the Norwegian robot. Haaland again. This time, he switched clubs from Dortmund to Man City and was playing his first Champions League game against Dortmund. The game was tied at 1-1, and with 7 minutes to go, Haaland produced something out of the ordinary to win the game for City. This guy is 6'4". His body is not supposed to move like that. Unreal. Haaland came clutch for his team when they needed it most. And I guess he took that off from his idol CR7. In 2018, CR7 and Portugal were staring at a shattering defeat. It was the opening game of the World Cup, and Portugal was facing their Iberian neighbor Spain and was losing 3-2. With 2 minutes left to play, Ronaldo got a free kick outside the box, placed the ball down, and boom! He rescued an entire country, a legend. It's going to take something special to beat this. But this next goal was so incredible, Ronaldo had a front row seat at it and still couldn't believe what he'd just seen. In 2011, Barcelona and Real Madrid clashed in the Champions League semifinals, in El Clasico. The talent on display in the Real Madrid team was amazing, and the Barca players knew it was going to take something special to get past this Madrid team. So, they just gave the ball to Messi instead. He legit went past 4 Madrid players and still had the composure to slot it in. Amazing! Messi went past 4 dudes, but Salah, he went past 5. Liverpool versus Man City in 2021 was a titanic clash. Liverpool scored first, but Man City equalized soon after. And with the game at 1-1, Salah wrapped the entire City defense around his ankles. It was like he had them on a joystick. But even Salah knows his goal doesn't come close to the time Messi iced out one of the greatest defenders in the world. When Barca faced Bayern in the 2015 Champions League semifinals, Messi was the center of attraction. 1 year earlier, he lost to Germany in the World Cup final, and 2 of the German players in that final were on the Bayern team. The goalie Manuel Neuer even came out to say he was going to show Messi who's boss, and the little magician took that personally. Might just send my kid's sister to Boateng's house for ballerina lessons. Rumor has it that's still on the floor looking for Messi. It's the GOAT effect, man. And you can become one too by clicking that subscribe button to Goal Zone.